Someone else has joined.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is DJ Robbo13 and welcome to another podcast with Foxy. Hello, Foxy.
Hello.
Sorry this one's recorded. YouTube's been weird in the sense that it's not letting me stream at the moment, and it says streaming's down. And it's giving me more information than what it does on the main channel, so I know I'm not banned. But yeah, we're doing another podcast with Foxy. We're doing it on the Retro edition. We're doing it on the Legacy Console edition today, just because I'm updating to 1.19. So just so we don't have to wait, then we'd have less time to record. We're gonna do just this, like the Xbox One edition. If you're watching. If you're just like listening to it, or just got it on the background, it's not gonna make much odds to you. But yeah, if you are, then sit back, relax, and enjoy the gameplay or the retro gameplay. But yeah, so the major thing we're gonna talk about today is the 1.19 update with Minecraft. Which, if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, it is the wild update, and it's added like mud bricks, and it's just like added mud as well. Then it's also just added like a bunch of other stuff like not bamboo. That's been in the game for ages. Foxy, you might need to help me out here. What's it added?
So I'm just trying to turn down my TV because it's really loud. I've lost my remote. Anyway, it's added. So there's the 2 new biomes. So there's the
two.
So there's the deep dark, and then there's the mangrove swamp.
I didn't realise the deep dark was classed as a biome.
Yes, that. What's that remote? And then there's a whole load of new like blocks. There's like mud. There's like bricky mud. There's like skulk stuff, new deep slope variant, and then there's a couple new items. There's like a compass. What the hell happened? I'm dead, by the way.
I know. Yeah, I saw. Someone was looking at the chest under the bed, and I just knocked them off into the lava.
So yeah, but then there's a couple of things as well, like minor changes. Like there's been some sprite changes, like some real like balance, like refixes and stuff. So
they're trying to improve the parity as well between the versions, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of things. There's 4 new mobs.
Have there? Sorry, I know you're like talking about the major ones, but has there been any minor like parity changes with this update?
I can't remember if that. By the way, you can press X, which means you're ready.
I think I was the one who told you that.
No, I knew that already.
Oh.
So
maybe I told you and you already knew us. I know I have told you that in the past.
But so there are like a couple, like there's a lot of them are just like sprite changes, to be honest. Just like Java, like like how I think it was 1.18.31 they changed the boat textures. They did that on Java in 1.19.
Oh, what? So they changed it, like instead of changing what's on Bedrock, they just changed it on Java to match Bedrock.
Yeah.
Or do you mean they changed it to what's on Bedrock? They changed it to what's on Java.
So the Bedrock already had like the new texture boats, like the oars that match the colour of the boats, but Java just added that as well to their version.
Oh.
Yeah. So then there's a couple little things like that. They're not major changes, they're just little parity ones, but it's mainly just like wilderness stuff. Like I said, there's like a big mangrove swamp you can find now. There's like, of course, the ancient cities. And then there's like 4 new mobs. Should have been 5, but we're not going to go there.
Wait, what are the new mobs, and then what's the other one which you're clearly sour about?
So there's the Froggles, which are pretty cool. The frogs are I actually quite like the frogs.
I think I know the fireflies.
yeah, and then so there's the Froggles, which look pretty cool. Got this, sorry, bit of a like thing. The texture of sand is for hideous. Anyway, so yeah, and then there's the LA, which goes and like if you give it an item, it goes and collects like matching ones for you. And then there's like, and then there's the Warden, of course, everyone's favourite. And then there's oh, how do I change it? And then there's oh, what else is there? There are like a couple of things as well. There's like there's the So that's so fair. I have such a bad like can I just say? But yeah, and then also there's the I think that's and then the tadpoles.
Well, how do the tadpoles work?
So basically, when you breed frogs next to water, it spawns frog spawn, and then they eventually just burst into tadpoles.
So it's like a sort of amethyst geode kind of thing. Where sorry, not amethyst, copper. Where it changes over time.
Well, a little bit, but like it's you basically just breed frogs and then it spawns it and then it just hatches by itself, and then like you can pick them up and then you can place them in different biomes, and depends on where they grow up, depends on what type of frog you get.
So is it like where they're is it like with turtles where they've got like a home settlement?
No, so like wherever you place them, they'll just class as home. So if you put them in one, it'll be like an orange frog that will grow up. And then if you place them in a desert or even a mangrove swamp, then you'll get white frogs. And then if you place them in and then if you place them in snow biome, you get green frogs. Okay. So yeah, quite a few cool little things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a little few things like that. So they're quite cool. They're a bit pointless, but they're quite cool. And then there's what else there? So then there's mangrove wood itself, which is just wood, isn't it? Kind of like a reddy colour. Quite cool. I like it.
Yeah.
And like you can craft like loads of different versions. There are you can make like boats with chests as well. Quite cool.
Do they drop like the minecarts do, where they drop together, or is it separate?
So they've made it so now chest boats and minecarts with items now just drop the item. So instead of dropping a minecart, then its item, it'll drop a minecart with a chest or a minecart with a hopper.
So expect a second channel video on castle carts, because it's now a whole lot more improved.
Well, it's ruined my strategy. I can't just pick up the minecart and avoid the other thing. So, but yeah, but that one's pretty cool. There's that change. And then there is of course like the mangrove boat itself, which is technically new. And then what else is there? Oh yeah, there's the recovery compass.
So that like does that point you to your stuff, or is it to where you died? So if like your stuff despawns, does it stop working?
So it points towards where you died. So if say you fell down a canyon and you lost it, you could use the compass to find your way back so you can pick up your loot.
So I wouldn't be able to this guy trying to find the secret, sorry. This guy's like flicking around like all the chests, like trying to open like all like create all like different stuff, trying to flip the levers. Anyway, is it so you wouldn't be able to use it to like give up if your items despawned?
Hold on, a bit of a tricky situation. I'm dead. Yeah.
That was a quick game.
Yeah, so you could use it to like it doesn't make items not despawn. It basically just points you.
No, yeah, but like if your items despawn, does it like stop working or do something? Maybe like change colour? No.
Yeah, so it'll always just point to where you just lost it. It doesn't matter if there's items on it.
Okay, so like so I would have to wait to get there. So basically, if I died on the other side of the world and I got there and my items were despawned, it'd just be a waste of time rather than getting halfway there and the compass saying, "Oh, your items have despawned. Don't bother."
Yeah.
That's a bit. You could probably tell from the way I said that I'm not too happy about that.
Well, a lot of people don't like it because they think it's pointless for hardcore. But then again, beds are pointless for hardcore, aren't they? Because like unless you're using them to get netherite, like they're literally you can't use them for their actual purpose.
Well, no, you can sleep, like, and just get rid of the night. That's their purpose.
Or like the respawn anchor. Like the respawn anchor, yeah, you can set your spawn, but what's the point? Because it doesn't do anything. Like if you die, you're dead. So why would you need that for? So it's kind of like that. But then again, like, should a feature not be added just because it will affect one game mode? Like, no. Like, it'll still be useful for other ones. So yeah, but I think it's quite cool. I'll probably use something. And then there's the there's the new music disc.
So you mentioned to me that's like a
nothing.
Oh.
Yes. Anyway, yeah. So
you mentioned to me that's like a not 13, the other one, 11. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called 5, and it's actually quite unique because it's not a drop. You actually craft it. So in Ancient City chest, there's now music disc fragments that can spawn very rarely in the chest. And then once you get 9 of them, you can piece them together to get this music disc. And it's quite creepy. So I wouldn't advise it. But it's still pretty cool. Still another music disc. So yeah. Excuse you.
I'm just going to steal the loot from that chest and leave.
I don't like how I'm gonna have to change my controls because I keep going third person, but my controls aren't the same.
Yeah, because it's it's just like little parity things like that on this as well. If I keep going into third person, that's because on Bedrock, I purposely set it so when I press in the joystick used to walk left stick, I start sprinting. Whereas this is like I'm used to it being third person, but I'm used to playing this on 360s, so my brain's kind of tuned it out as, oh no, it's only on 360 that's third person.
Yeah.
So, oh no.
There you go. I fixed my controls, so now I can actually turn around properly. But yeah. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So there is the recovery compass. Then there's the disc. Well, the disc is pretty much self-explanatory. There are you can find echo shards in the Ancient City chest, and they basically just craft the compass, so they don't do anything. So it's a bit pointless, really, that they only do one thing, but they're not that common. I think they're quite rare, so they're quite cool. And then what else is there? Oh, there's goat horns.
So we were going to try and use them for a minigame, but we started it too early.
Yeah, because they did have copper horns, but they don't anymore. So, yeah, basically, we're going to do something with copper horns and goat horns, but copper horns aren't a thing now. So, yeah, so it's just goat horns. So, yeah, they drop. So a goat horn drops when a mob rams into a block. They are only very specific types. I think it's like stone, wood, ice, ores, and a couple other things, and that are the only things that can make them drop them if they run into them.
Wait, so it's not just every block in the game?
No, so it's only like certain ones.
Yeah, okay.
And then there's but I think so. They drop a random one, so they've all got different sounds. But like normal goats have a chance to drop 4 types, and then screaming goats have a chance to drop another 4 types.
So it's like those different 4, or is it the same 4 and then plus another 4?
So it's like those 4, like only those 4.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So if you want some of the better ones, I think you have to find a screaming goat. But yeah, and then there's those. And then there are propagules, which are kind of like the mangrove saplings. And they're pretty cool because they can grow in water and on land. So you can plant them in both, and then they'll grow the trees, which is quite cool. And you can get them from either a mangrove forest. They actually grow underneath mangrove trees.
Ah, yeah.
Like if you go and see like a mangrove tree, you'll see the saplings growing on the leaves, which is quite cool. So much strategy, but yeah. So then there's that, and they're quite cool as well because they're you can get them in two ways. You can get them either
What are
from
you
the forest,
doing?
like the trees themselves, or you can get them from wandering traders. You need to stop killing me. Can I just say as well, I didn't get a say to play battle. I was just like invited. I had no idea.
Well, we can if you want, like transition to the other ones, because there are like a whole bunch of other ones.
Well, two more.
Well, there were supposed to be a whole bunch of other ones.
Well, Glide, I'm not a crazy fan of. But,
yeah, nor I. So, anyway, new update.
Yeah. So what else is there? So then there's the Warden, which thorns, avoid it. Hits hard. Attacks like if you send too many vibrations, pretty easy. And then what else is there? There are a couple of other things. There are, like as I said, like mud. Mud's actually quite cool because it can make clay. So if you put mud on top of a pointed dripstone, it will drain the water out and then turn it into clay. So you can get like renewable clay, which is quite cool.
So you can do like clay farms.
Yeah, like automated clay farms. You can make mud as well. If you just put a water bottle on dirt, you'll just get a mud block. So which is cool. There's kind of like endless like, and then you've got what else is there? So then there's frog lights. So they're quite cool. I like the frog lights. They're like very pretty light blocks, and there's like three. They come in three different colours. So you get like yellow ones, there's green ones, and there's purple kind of ones. And they drop from frogs when they eat magma cube, like a baby. Well, Junior's winning quite a lot.
I know, yeah. I want to see if I can get like the map that I'm best at, which I think is Lair.
I like Medusa, but yeah.
Oh, that's my least favourite. All right, I'll tell you what. When we've when we finish 119, when we like milk that for all it's worth, we'll move on to battle, or just talking about like what we're doing, not like what we're doing, but like just battle mode in general.
And so then there's so then there's the frog lights. So yeah, so they come in different colours, but they only drop from whichever. So say like if an orange frog ate a magma cube, it would only drop orange frog lights. It wouldn't drop any other colour. So you can use different frogs to get different colours, which is quite cool. And then there's the what else is there? Oh yeah, then there are like a couple of like little blocks of like polished deep slate and muddy mangrove roots and all those sorts of things. Everyone's favourite. They have like fixed, and I hope this has been fixed. They've fixed the PS4 saving point.
Good. Well, I'm not going to do Lovely World on PS4 anymore because it's just laggy and... So I'm just going to move it to PC just so it's better for the video. And then I might also just keep it on a realm just so then you guys don't get too much lag as well.
Yeah, like we're always going to have some lag, of course. Like it's impossible to remove lag. But like, especially for like games like this, for example, they're so important to have it at least like possible.
Yeah, exactly. Like say we were playing like Bridges 2, Dave's always crowing about his lag. Well, like if it's on a realm and the draw distance is less, then it'd be exactly the same for all of us. So, you know.
So yeah, but it is important. Oh, I think these two are teaming. So, my first kill of the game.
Well, like of the video.
Yeah. But yeah, what else is there? There are other things. That is so unbelievable. Okay, gives me time to think. There is one more thing. There's one more thing, and it's there. And I can't remember what it is, but I know it's important.
Where is it? Oh no! Oh,
I'm trying to think what it is. What is it? I should have a look at the changelog. That probably would help. So.
Oh yeah, you posted one in the Discord server.
Yeah, I will go onto the official Minecraft wiki as well and just have a look at those changelogs. So, ancient cities. Have we spoke about ancient cities?
Not too in depth. We've kind of spoke about what's in them, but we haven't spoke about the warden and stuff. We've spoke about the materials.
Yeah, so ancient cities, they're brand new. They spawn at the very bottom of the world, and they're actually quite cool because they've been specifically designed that no other structure can ever combine with them. So you'll never find a mine shaft combined with an ancient city, for example, because they're
why are they so good?
I know, he's too good.
I know, just boot him.
But yeah, so that's quite cool that there's it says you were my nemesis. But yeah.
My nemesis was cool. Join.
Yeah, but the ancient cities are actually really cool. They have basements with redstone contraptions and stuff in them.
Oh, do they?
Cool. Yeah, they have
don't tell me too much about it because this is I'm actually going to be in a series where me and Oliver are trying to get a Skulker box. So we need to try and get a shulker box and fill it full of all the blocks that I've got skulk, that are skulk. Yeah. And then we've got to rename it a Skulker box. So there's and then there's one which generates skulk, which you get by killing the warden. So it's it's got to be this whole big challenge, which I hope is going to be pretty fun and pretty long as well. So which means I don't have to come up with another series idea for a while.
Well, they do drop from the warden, but they can spawn in the chests as well. As
Warden's better.
As well as just in the terrain as well, they can be placed down already. But you can't mine them without Silk Touch. You need Silk Touch, otherwise you can't pick them up.
Ah, yeah, but what are the chances of getting Silk Touch? I feel like we've got better chance of killing the warden.
Well, for all of the skull blocks, even if you wanted to fill them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Shriek.
Well, the warden drops them, doesn't he? So
he does, but you'd have to kill 64 times 9, which is God knows how many, and then you'd have to try and get as many of them as you can. These two are teaming. I'm sorry. I'm trying not.
I saw them battling earlier. I saw them battling earlier in Temple. I'm just gonna. Oh!
I'm trying not to talk about what I'm doing, but it's so hard.
Awfully. That's what you're doing.
It's hard when it's so intense. But yeah, you can you need Silk Touch to pick all of them up. Otherwise, they drop XP. So you could use the catalog for an XP farm. Where because at the moment the only way you can get XP is if you kill the mob yourself.
Wait, so we can kill the warden, get the catalyst, and then just use that to get all the rest.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You could literally just place them down and just spread it. But of course, you'd want mobs. Even players, they spread the skulk. If you've got 30 levels on you and you die next to one, it'll spread it.
Yeah.
So you and Oliver might be you could do
tiny.
You could do a game, capture the flag just to kill each other, just to spread the skulk. Just to make it more interesting. But yeah, there are all sorts of different things that you can do. It's quite cool. So those are the cities. I won't tell you, there is something in the middle of the city, but it doesn't have a purpose at the moment. So that's the ancient cities. And then what else is there? So there's renewable clay, frog lights, mangrove stuff, chest boats. I've said chest boats.
I believe
there's a new enchantment.
Oh, Swift Sneak.
Swift Sneak. So there's 3 levels. To get it, it's found in the ancient city chests again. It's quite a rare thing to find, as is everything in Dark. But yeah, you think for a structure that's so rare, they wouldn't make the drops ridiculously rare. But yeah. So Swift Sneak, it goes on leggings, and it basically like if you crouch, it allows you to move faster when you're crouching. I am thinking for our Warden game, I probably will give play Swift Sneak leggings, not like high Swift Sneak, but just a little bit, just to make it a little bit more possible.
Yeah.
But I think definitely think for like that game, I think it's going to be pretty good. But it's quite cool enchantment. And the reason why it goes on leggings and not boots is because boots have too many enchantments on them. Like if you think about it, they've got Feather Falling, they've got Depth Strider, they've got Soul Speed, they've got Frostwalker, they've got all those different enchantments, and probably more. But like they needed leggings at the moment. Well, they didn't. They didn't have their own enchantments, which can only go on them. So that's why they made it so Swift Sneak goes on them.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at your medal.
What's my medal? I didn't have a look at my list. I want to vote for a map. I like Atlantis. I think that's my favourite one.
Why do you like the what's it called? The Greek texture pack.
I just think it just looks quite cool. But yeah, so that's cities. That's the Swift Sneak. What else is there? I'm having a look at my little list, and then we've got some news to talk about.
Oh,
I feel like a team like.
Is it news for me, or is it news for them, or is it news for all of us?
Because you already know what it is.
I don't.
You will do want to mention it. So, Ancient Cities, Music Disc, Recovery Compass, Echo Shard, Warden, LA, Tadpoles, Frogs, Shriekers, Mud Bricks. Oh yeah, Mud. So you can find mud in mangrove swamps. You can craft it yourself.
We've spoke about mud.
No, but like I forgot to mention some other things. So you can make mud into packed mud, which is like 4 mud together, and then you combine mud to make mud bricks, which they look a little bit different from the stone bricks. They look quite cool. And then there's renewable clay, frog light, swift sneak, frog spawn. Right, I'm going to head to the official Minecraft wiki, and I'm going to have a look at the 1.19 official changelog because I've just written my. No, I didn't get any loot. No, I didn't get any loot. I was faffing around. I'm trying to like commentate and fight.
Right. Well, while you're doing that, do you want to announce to everyone what the news is? Because I don't know, I don't think I know.
So we mentioned in the last podcast.
Oh, I do know.
I know. I told you'd know when I told you. So yeah. So we announced a little bit that we were trying to get in contact with another YouTuber called Bloodstorm. We have since managed to get in contact with the other YouTuber called Bloodstorm.
Not Bloodshark.
No, not Bloodshark, not Bloodshot, not Mosquito Blood, not...
I called him Blood Shooter to my dad the other day. He just burst out laughing.
So, yeah, but we've talked to him, and he's actually really nice. He's actually, like, in year 10, which shocked everyone.
Don't tell everyone.
But yeah, so...
He might watch this and think, oh, that foxy, because that's how he talks.
So, hi. But yeah, basically, we have since managed to contact him. So we're actually, not tomorrow, but the day after, me and EJ are making our first appearance in his world, and then and then he's joining me on my world on Saturday, and then at some point he'll probably join EJ's world as well. So
I've got a plan. I just need to ask everyone if they're free. I might as well ask you now. Are you free Thursday at 7:00?
Yeah, as long as
not in the morning.
Yeah,
because I'm just thinking about recording Flip Flop, and we can get him in as Steve.
Oh, because that was so annoying playing 2 characters.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I played me and Steve, and it was so laggy.
Well, that's just Bedrock.
And then it was like, imagine like trying to like control a puppet, but imagine trying to control 2 of them at once. That's what it felt like. So, but yeah, so expect to see a couple things. We might even end up designing stuff together and stuff, but it's still early days, so don't expect to see too much.
There might even I don't GG. There might even be I don't know. I haven't asked him. He hasn't asked me. I don't have any ideas for one. But if we have ideas where I think, oh, Bloodstorm would be good for this, or this would be good as a two YouTubers perspective, there could be a series with like him and I on the main channel. I'm just saying it's not completely ruled out. Don't get your hopes up. We're not talking about anything. We've got no ideas, but you know, if I come up with anything, I might ask him, and if he says yes, then well, there'd be one, yeah. But like Foxy said, it's very early. Like, we literally spoke to him for the first time on voice chat yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I think this time yesterday, I'd probably just joined the call. I was like, hello, my name's EJ.
So, yeah, but that was quite nice. To have it was very likely because there was 3 of us in the world at one time, like flying around.
Yeah, we were all like exploring, and then the thing that annoyed me was that I'd teleport to you, and then it'd take that long to like load in. That by the time I'd loaded in, you'd both just flew off, and then so I'd teleport to you again to try and catch up. It just the same thing would happen.
Oh, that was good stuff. Yeah. Bloodshot. So expect to see something. We're building a game with him.
I get it now. So I thought you meant he joined the game.
I'm determined to build something. I'm determined to leave my mark, and I think I know what I want to build.
I'm only going to ask, like, build a house, say. If he builds a house, if he says, do you want to build a house? I don't want to build a house, then be in it for that one episode, and then there's just an empty house in his world.
Yeah, like, I'm not expecting to be a regular. I'm expecting to be in once every while because he does have a lot of people who help out. So I am expecting to be, like, not a regular. But
isn't it only Copycat and...
Copycat has their own, like, lovely worlds as well, did you know? I clicked on their channel. They have, like, their own... It's actually quite cool. They have, like,
who's the other one?
Their own. Yeah, I think so. Copycat has their own, like, lovely worlds as well. But Copycat doesn't speak, so it's kind of like a deaf lovely world in a way. So it's like there's no speaking whatsoever. It's all, like, actions.
What's the other one called?
Oh, I can't remember.
Copycat and someone else.
I think it's just like a normal name. I think it's just like Josh or something. Yeah,
Josh, that's it. I was thinking John.
It's always made me laugh.
Ooh, you stole me items.
It's like, do you know in Pac-Man how they've got the ghosts and it's like Plinky, Dinky, Inky, and then you've just got Clive. it just makes me laugh, and it's the same though. It's like Copycat, Bloodstorm, and Josh. And Josh. Like, I wouldn't. I mean, that's him. But like, I wouldn't want my name like on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it.
Well, I don't care. Like
for me, like, it'd be more.
That's the end of that train of thought.
So,
right, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to quickly cut ahead for a sec. BRB. Right, I'm back. So yeah, what were you saying, Foxy?
I cannot remember.
We were on about Bloodstorm.
I know. I was just saying that, like he has like how they just like have his name as Josh. Like, I would want my name just like on there.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yeah. Just don't
like well, I don't mind, but like where I can control it, like, or if someone just goes, "Oh, Ethan," as a throwaway comment, I wouldn't go. But like, I wouldn't actively. I don't go around. Said that really weird. I don't go around saying, "Hi, I'm Ethan." I just go, "Hi, I'm EJ." It's like a nickname, but I just prefer it because YouTube's not a formal thing, and I associate Ethan with formalness.
It's like in the there's a Discord server for Terraria, and there's one of the other developers is another Fox, and everyone calls him Fox, and it really throws me off because it's like he's talking to me, he's talking to them, and then it's like they're talking to him, and then it's like I just don't like it. Like, don't steal my
You don't
stuff.
like
I'm
him.
gonna trademark. It's like I did a murder mystery with someone the other night, and they had their like one of the people had their name like trademarked.
Huh.
No, and I'm not even joking. It had like their username and then just TM on the end, like in like little letters. A bit like, do you know in maths where you have like the powers, like
Yeah.
And like it was a bit like that, just trademarks, like where that would normally be. It's really weird. I've never seen it before. So yeah, so I might have to trademark my name. So yeah, so expect to see something with Bloodstone. No idea what. I might get him to come onto the quick build and see what he can do. But we'll see, because at the end of the day, well done. But at the end of the day, I think
Tiny Heiny.
Whatever we come up with, I think it'll be good fun anyway. So
Yeah.
So, is there anything you want to add or talk about?
To the Bloodstorm situation.
Or anything in general?
Well, I want to talk about this for a bit, just like battle mode. Like,
Okay.
not this game, but like, just battle mode in general. Like, what are your thoughts?
I liked it until today.
What, were you playing against the Pro Me? Or Pro,
No, you know,
whatever his name is, Joyer or something?
oh, they've opened the bomb area. We can go down here. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Oh, this is like the old lovely. I liked it back in like when it first came out. Of course, like a lot of the friends early on in my friends list I made through battle, so I can't really like complain. But like at the same time, though, like I don't know, it was always a bit laggy, and of course there was a problem. But it's always so sad when you load up like 361 because no one joins. Like it's so dead, and it's so sad.
Yeah.
Because it used to be so full, and then just like no one comes on it. I'm surprised people came on this one, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, there's like still a huge fan base like following like these legacy console versions, especially like PS4 version.
Yeah, I mean PS4 I can understand because it's a little bit more updated then.
Also, it's got the access to like the old version. Like it at the bottom of the Bedrock menus, it says, "Would you like to play the old version?"
Yeah. Well,
I think I know what chest you're looking for, and I've just nabbed. No, some mushroom guys nabbed it.
I haven't got anything. All the loot went before me. But yeah, there is a bit of news. So they've made it so they've put Bedrock and Java together now. So there's now, when you buy the game, you get both versions. You don't get one version. You get both.
Well, it's
So
it's
then-
only on PC, right?
No, you can do so. If you bought Bedrock and you don't have Java, you will get a free version of Java. And if you bought Java but you don't have Bedrock, you'll get a free version of Bedrock.
Why would you want a free version of Bedrock?
Well, I think it's just because they want to like sync the two versions together. It's kind of like the twin, isn't it? Like twinning.
Ooh. Yeah.
So yeah, I think definitely I think that is a cool change though, because it means that now the games are a little bit more in sync. So I do think that's I think that's a welcome addition. Welcome addition, as I said.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on battle anyway?
I think okay, you feel free to like go yeah at this, but I think that it's like the whole system of join and play without any transactions rammed down your throat. I feel like it's better than the current Bedrock Edition server model. I've not played the Java Edition servers enough to like formulate an opinion on them, but so far they're like nowhere near as bad as the Bedrock ones, which is good. Because to be fair, if they were as bad as the Bedrock ones, then they'd have a serious problem.
The food problem is so bad. Like I died last game from starvation, and I know someone else did.
Yeah.
The hunger goes down, and I know that you can like change a lot of the settings and stuff. You can make it so I don't actually like the full inventory in battle. I think it ruins the point.
Yeah, like it's too much.
Yeah, you might as well just go on the Hiv or something and just go and play those.
So what is like? Is this better? Like, so I know you play a lot of Treasure Wars, so
yeah,
you've probably got numb to it by now. But like the battle mode lobby or just the mini game lobby in general on here, do you think it's like better or worse or just the same as the Bedrock ones, say the Hive? Because I think it's a lot better because every time you turn a corner, there's not a premium model, you know.
Well, there's not, but at the same time though, like in this game, like we've only got like 7 of us here, and as I said, like on 360, you don't get anyone. But on like the Hive, of course, because there's so many people who are on, the game is so quick, and it doesn't even matter if like you can do 12v12 games, and you will guarantee have 24 people who will be there to join, and that's kind of like the thing with these ones is, of course, like if they were updated still, maybe people would play them, but I think that you can't beat just normal servers where I know that the transaction and stuff is a pain, and yeah, maybe like it's not as friendly to like people, but like at the end of the day, they're popular for a reason, and that's because they're great fun, and you know, and that's you know, at the end of the day, like that's the reason why people play them. Like people don't play them just to look cool; they go on them because they enjoy them. I go on CubeCraft because I like the lucky blocks. I don't go on there just because I like looking at the shiny blocks. I like there because I like the randomness of the blocks. So it's kind of like this. Oh, we've actually have got a full game though.
No, we've not. I've set it so 16 people can join.
Oh well, there's 8 in this thing. Yeah. So I do think that in a way it is better. Like I think this is better for kids, and I'd say the other one's better for adults. Because I think this one, like you said, you don't have like advertisement stuff. There's no chat.
Yeah, like chats. So like, I've seen so many just like rude stuff, which I'm not even gonna go into, on like even just logging into CubeCraft, like just in the lobby, where people have been, to use the colloquial term, chatting up like minors, who've like, you know. You can just tell by some of the words they're using, they're like older.
Yeah, and of course another thing as well is like there's not like people don't hack in this game, and I know it might sound like so dumb, but like it does matter because you know like that's quite serious if someone's managed to hack into like a system to then be able to like cheat in games. But like, why would you even want to cheat in a game? Like, what benefit does that bring?
Yeah, what's the point?
Like I just don't see the pleasure behind wanting to cheat in a game. Like, you might as well then just, you know, it's like, I'm not saying you should, but like, if someone was to hack into a bank, I would at least see why they tried it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got nothing again. But yeah, I like at least then I'd kind of understand why they did it. But like hacking into a server just to ruin people's fun, like how sad do you have to be? I just don't get it.
Oh, yeah, it's like stupid.
But yeah, I think both versions are okay. I think it's all depending on your taste. I do think that the Hive,
my taste is the better one.
Well, no, we can agree to disagree.
Well, in my opinion, it is. Like it would though.
I mean, like this. I mean, of course, like the one problem that the Hive has is that it is heavily unbalanced. Like, you know, someone who is to come into combat, funny enough, as someone who's about to go into combat with, say, someone who's on a mouse and keyboard, and if they're only on a controller, the mouse and keyboard's always going to win.
Yeah, but that's like a problem that I even have in Lovely World, where like, say I think you play with mouse and keyboard, don't you?
I play with controller.
You play with controller? Then why did you get a mouse and keyboard?
For my Chromebook.
Oh, I thought. Oh, I was gonna say like that you're stupidly good because you play on. Okay, right. Okay, I'll put it this way. Like I know it's kind of not my fault, but I'm going to use it as a bit of an excuse. In Lovely World, when we're doing like PvP games, I'm not used to playing on PS4, even though I've played it for loads. My hands are more adapted to the Xbox controller, mainly Xbox 360 controller. But like, you know, Xbox One as well. It's just the way where the joysticks are positioned. It's just my fingers have adapted to that way, and you know they can't really readapt to PS4, even though I've spent, you know, so much time on it.
Yeah, who's left in the game? Oh, just to let you know, there's a totem of undying in the middle because I've just died.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So wait, you died even though you had a
starvation.
Oh.
Again. Okay. I literally was at the chest as well, going to grab the apples, and then I just died. So.
Where is it?
Always picked it up. And that's the cool thing as well with Battle, is you have to like really think about your inventory. Because,
yeah. Whereas on like just Bedrock, it's he's putting his hand.
That's why I don't like.
He just lobbed a sword at me.
That's why I don't like when people like put on full inventory. I think it ruins the point. The point. Like, you might as well just go on the HIV and go and play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh no, yeah.
It is weird how many like people play this version because like it's such an outdated version.
Yeah, but it's people mainly play it because of this. This is because this is kept them on. Oh, Tiny Heine's left.
It has, but when you compare it to like these can be fun, but like not so much this one, but definitely more like Glide. Like they're just repetitive. Like you'll play one game and it's the same, and once you've seen once, you've kind of seen all of the tracks as well.
Yeah.
So, like,
well, that's Glide though, is it? Like this, like you know, the Glide. There's nowhere near as much of a fan base for Glide as there is this. That's just because Glide isn't as good of a minigame as this. Like, you know, if the Hive did Glide and it came out as the Hive, would you play it then?
Probably. Well, it depends, because the Hive probably would add a twist to the.
No, yeah, but okay, if the Hive did exactly the same.
Well, if they did exactly the same, probably not. But
like, okay, right. Well, I mean, like, if Glide hadn't been released on this version, but had been released as it is on this version on the Hive, would you play it?
No.
Because it's just a bad game. That's just Glide. Whereas this, if the Hive added this, would you play it? Like exactly the same, and it hadn't come out on this version.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so that's like that. That's what people have. Role reverse. That's what. That's why people have stayed on, because the Hive haven't added this. 4J Studios have, and it's just it's just a really fun game mode. So that's why there's still such a fan base for this version, just because people are sticking onto it, just for like this and Tumble as well.
But then you could argue, if people are doing that, why aren't they sticking with like, you know, other games such as like the 360, which is updated even further than this version?
Because like, not as many people have the 360 as they do the Xbox One. Like, many people sold the 360 when they got an Xbox One because they thought, what's the point in having a 360 and having an Xbox One? And also the 360 is stupidly laggy.
Well, both.
Especially with this.
Well, the console editions are always going too laggy. But
I don't think I've like. Okay, on this version, I don't think I've ever really had any big lag issues. If I did, I would remember it.
But that's you. Like, that's your personal experience. Like, other people will say they had worse lag. Of course, it does depend on your connection, but it also depends on, like, you know, like who you play with, how many people you play with. If you play with 1 or 2 people all the time, of course it's not going to be laggy. But if you play with, say, 4 to 5 people all the time, it's going to be more laggy because there's more people who are trying to like load in and do things and move, and you know, it's more things that it's got to do. So it's kind of like it is the players' fault, but at the same time, though, like they shouldn't have to play with smaller amounts of people just to stop lag.
Yeah, but don't forget on Bedrock the other day, we were playing with Bloodshark, and we had we only had 3 players in, and like it was stupidly laggy, whereas on Lovely World on Xbox 360, it loaded better, and we were running around all over the place, 4 of us at points.
That's because, of course, 360 has a limited size. If you think Bedrock...
Yeah, but so's Bedrock. Like, Bedrock's probably got, like, only just about more site than 360. Like, 360's got, I think it's 10 or 11 chunks of render. And then Bedrock's got, like, 16. So that's only a few more chunks and a more powerful console. And also, that's adjustable.
Yeah, but like you didn't let me finish. So like if you've got say like a limited size world, of course it's not going to. The reason why they're limited is because if that had like infinite, it wouldn't be able to handle it. You know, that's the reason why there was only 8 people. Like if you look how many people we've got on here, we've got 10 people. That was over the limit that you could have on 360. You could only have 8 people. So if you could only have 8 people, they didn't limit that just to be nasty. They didn't do that just so then like just to make it harder to play with like lots of people. They did it because if you had more people, it wouldn't handle it. And that's just what happens. Like when you do have a console that's so old, like it's probably older than like a lot of the people who still play like this version. If you've got a lot of the people who like play, of course it's going to be like it's not strong enough. Like back then, consoles weren't adapted. They weren't, they weren't built for games to become this big. And so, like, of course, like that's the reason why they did stop it. But at the same time, though, they have to move on to newer consoles. And with the Xbox One, it can handle it, but it still isn't powerful enough. Like,
yeah, but the difference is the 360 knew its like 4J and 4J knew the limits of the 360. Whereas on Bedrock, it just feels like it's kind of been designed for PC, and then it's like, it kind of works on console as well, but sometimes it lags people out, and then sometimes it does this, and then sometimes it just doesn't load the game for like multiple minutes at a time, and it's like, well, why don't they just limit it to each console? Like the 360, like I say, the 360 knew the limits, whereas like it feels like people designing Bedrock just kind of only know the limits of a PC, like and not an Xbox One or even a phone. Like a phone wouldn't be able to handle it. An Xbox One can't.
Well, a phone, like, of course, like phones do get. Of course, they don't have as much storage space. Of course, you can increase your space on a phone, but you can on a laptop as well and console. You can always increase your space, but you can, like, of course, like on a phone, like it's very easy to just. You've got to remember, like, this version was like not this one, but like Bedrock was a phone. It was the Pocket Edition. It was a version for the phone. So of course, all the menus were going to be, touchable and easy. It wasn't designed for controllers. And yet maybe they should have took a little bit more consideration when they thought, okay, maybe we should make, there are going to be people who are going to play controllers and stuff who are going to play in this. But at the same time, though, I think, they didn't do as bad of a job that I think a lot of people make it out to be. I think the reason why is just because they can't get used to it. A lot of people, I think when it comes to Bedrock, the problem that they have with it is just that it's not what they're used to. Like, I think because they grew up with watching people who played the older versions and because they enjoyed those versions and they themselves played it, when all of a sudden they've then got this brand new thing and the thing that they're used to knowing has been stopped, has been kind of halted, then you are going to hate it. If I said to you, right, if I was in charge of McDonald's, let's just pretend I'm in charge of McDonald's. If I said, I'm going to prevent any more McDonald's from selling burgers and we're going to shut down McDonald's. If I then was to say, but we've got a brand new restaurant coming out, and this restaurant's going to sell fast food. You wouldn't enjoy it as much because you don't like that it's replaced McDonald's. Does that make sense? Like, I think that's the problem a lot of people have with Bedrock, is it's just not what they don't like it because it replaced what they did like originally. And that's the reason why they don't like it so much.
Can I tell you what I think the root of my problem with it is?
Go on then.
So you're 25% spot on.
I'd say 100. But okay.
No,
yeah.
The other 75 is it came out far too soon. It's everything. Like everyone always says that everything's about first impressions, which is true. And when it came out, it was still in the beta, and I played it in the beta. I was like, okay, it's crap, but it's fair enough because it's still in the beta. And then I loaded it up again, and I was really excited to play this brand new version because I'd played it on phones, and it was really well optimized, for a phone. And I was like, okay, well, if they can make it run this well on a phone, how well can they make it run on an Xbox One? And so I was going in. I wasn't going, oh, this is gonna replace the version I love. In fact, I was excited for that. I was like, great, okay, this is just a new version of Minecraft. And then I played it, and it was shocking. It essentially hadn't improved. Like from my perspective, it hadn't. Someone got 8 kills. It hadn't improved much. Like from what I can see from the beta. And I feel like that when they released it, I feel like they set themselves good. They left. They're the person who got 8 kills. Yeah. Now I feel like that. Oh, what was? Yeah. I feel like that they released it when it still should have been called a beta game, and they should, when really they should have still refined it. I feel like because they partnered it up with another like Xbox One X or something, I think it was, and it was released, and they knew they couldn't just give a code to the beta, so they so they ended up I've lost my train of thought again. Oh yeah, so they just released it in the state it was in, and then I played that, and I was like, this is not on. Like, how can someone release a game like in this state? It's improved a lot, which is fair enough, but it's still got a lot of the core problems that are still from, like menus not optified. Is that the right word? Optified?
I think it's a single thing, yeah.
Yeah, like menus not optified for the version that you're playing on, and just like little tiny things like that, and games not loading, like we had the other day, like games not loaded, taking ages to load, and I know the 360 had that as a problem as well, but that was when it wasn't your host. Like when if you were offline on the 360, it's fine. Whereas, like, if you're online today on Bedrock, it's just, and you're in your own world, it's still, you fly too far in one direction, it's still really laggy, even if it is a pre-generated world. And, like, the 360 could be able to, if you just loaded up a world, it would be able to generate that world. And also, like, why am I so bad? Yeah, you'd be able to generate in the world for the first time, and keep it so you can at least see what, like, 1 or 2 chunks in front of you. Whereas on Bedrock, you can't see at all.
Yeah. I do think that a lot of people just don't like it because...
Oh yeah, like I think people just have I feel like like what you said, people just don't like it because it replaced console, which is another reason I don't like it, because the thing is that the console is such a refined version of the game. It's refined for the Xbox, and it's refined for the version it's on, whereas Bedrock, they're trying to refine it for every version, and it's not working out. I feel like they should take more of an approach that 4J did when they were designing the console edition, where they refine it for the certain version it's meant to be for, and kind of take one version at a time and think, well, okay, if this animation lags the game, then let's just like animate a new one and make it less laggy.
Yeah.
Do you get like, that's, I know they probably didn't do that on Xbox 3, I know 4J probably didn't do that with these versions, but you get the point I'm going with, right?
Yeah. I think a lot of people, like, the thing is, and this is my own personal opinion, I think the reason why they did decide to unite everyone was because the problem was at the time you had 3 separate communities. You had your Bedrock, you had your console people, you had your Java people, and you had your Pocket Edition people. And the problem was there was always a lot of rivalry between which version was better. And the problem was that all 3 versions were always they weren't in sync. Console got an update, but Java had it like a year before. It was so, like, if that still happened now, 1.19 would have came out for Java today, and we wouldn't probably have seen it until next year.
No, they'd come out in September. Sorry, I remember them coming out in like September, because it'd come out this time of year, and then I just remember it from Update Aquatic. Come out this time of year, then 4J would go, okay, that's what they're doing, so we'll develop it in this version, and they'd get it done by September.
Well, I did get something. Yeah, but like sometimes they did like combine updates, where they combined like 1.7, 1.8. Remember?
Yeah.
But yeah, but I do think like the problem was there was a lot of rivalry between these versions, and the problem was if someone owned something on PC, they couldn't play with their friends who had a console, and of course, someone who owned a console couldn't always afford a PC. So I think that in terms of uniting people, it does work. It's worked pretty nice to unite everyone. But the problem is, like, if that hadn't happened, like, I wouldn't have been able to have joined you on PS4. Because I would have been, like, for example, Terraria console, you can't play with someone in PS4 if you're on Xbox One. You can't. So the only way of how you could do it is if you buy the same console, which costs more money. And so I do think that they did a good job with uniting. But of course, when it comes to games like this, it is heavily unbalanced when you have someone on controller, someone on PC, and someone with a mouse and keyboard, and someone who's got, a tablet. It is unbalanced because, someone with the mouse and keyboard is always going to win at combat. I mean, we've had games on the Hive where people have literally speed bridged across by just placing bridges in front of them because they're on PC. I've tried doing it with a controller. I can't do it. I have to go slowly, while someone with PC can just speed over to my side, break my bed, and then just kill me. It's so unfair at times. And of course, like, attack speed's different. Someone on mouse and keyboard, they can just spam you and just knock you flying. It is heavily unbalanced. But Bedrock has succeeded in a way because it's gave so many more people like career opportunities. If you look at the marketplace, so many people have been able to like show their talents off and been able to, showcase like their art styles and like their coding abilities and stuff. It has worked. It's opened up a whole new level of system for people who are like wanting to show off their talents and of course gain money from them as well. But in terms of like combat, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think so. I think you're 100% right. The Bedrock edition has been great in terms of that. It has. Someone's going to take that and take it out of context now, aren't they? EJ says Bedrock is great.
Bedrock is.
They're just going, Foxy converted him, woo! Yeah, I feel like that Bedrock was great in terms of that it's unified all the different versions, and someone can play on, you know, all the different versions, and you know, like I say, or like you said, you can play with me on PS4. Even though, can I just say, if Bedrock didn't exist, I'd probably either be doing Lovely World on 360 or just this version. Because if Bedrock didn't exist, this version would be still getting updates. But you know, you can join me on PS4 when I'm doing Lovely World, or you know, I can join you from PS4 on Xbox. Save me having to change a bunch of cables around, which is great. The only thing I'm saying, like the base of it is really, really good. Like the base idea of, yeah, let's unify all the different versions and make them less complicated is a really good idea, and it's really impressive feat that they've actually genuinely managed to pull it off. What I'm saying is the user like interface of the like it's optified for every version at the same time, rather than a menu. Like it should know when you're logging onto on an Xbox, or maybe there's just an option like, you know, when you load up a game, you know, like when you sign into something online, it says save your password, and you can click like don't show me this again. You could be like it could come up and say, are you playing on a controller, you know, mouse and keyboard or touchscreen? You can press that and then click never show me this again. So then you can get straight into it, and it will show you menus optimized for, you know, that way of playing the game.
Yeah.
Rather than having it now where it's trying to group everyone into one menu, and it's just not working.
Yeah. The only thing you've got to be, I mean, if they just brought back say like the ability to just like do the crafting like how it is on 360, that'd be good. The only problem is of course, if you are trying to unite all the versions, you don't want to make it even more unbalanced. You don't want one type of crafting system to be faster or more efficient than another. You want them to be, and of course, like, you know, you could say the current system's like that, because on a controller, like, you can't just drag and just make stuff in the way that you can with a mouse and keyboard. But at the same time, though, like, at least everyone's going through the same thing. Like, everyone still has those menus. It's not clogging up more screen for someone than it is for someone else. It does work. The only thing is, as I said, like, of course, if you are on a mouse and keyboard, it is a lot faster. Even like touchscreen, just drag, drop, instead of having to like go left, go up.
Yeah, like on a like
press.
I keep moaning to this about you, but like when you load the menus, there's a loading screen for, like, when you do that, do the same button on Bedrock, there's a loading screen where it's like it's instantaneous on this version. You know, the help and options screen, or, you know, where it's like the pause menu, I guess. Where you do that and there's loading screen. It's like on this version, it's just power it up. Whereas on that, like, if I do this on the exact same console with the exact same net, you know, stability, and it'd probably 9 times out of 10, it'd come up with a loading screen. And it'd be like, why is there a loading screen for the menus? And it's just little things like that where they should make it just more optimized for each version, and just like more user friendly. I think my biggest gripe with Bedrock is that it's not user friendly for every version. It's user friendly for some, and what I'm like, you mentioned bringing back the console crafting, and that'd be OP for some. Well, it's not really, because if like the current crafting is like, you know, someone may have just moved over from console crafting to this, and they might be, you know, really, really fast with the console crafting, but, you know, nowhere near as quick with this. And, you know, someone just might have been playing this for years, and, you know, they know the ins and outs. If they were going up against each other, the console person would have, like, wouldn't have a chance, would they? Just because they just wouldn't, you know, if they were, oh, I need to get my inventory from this menu to here. Oh, I forgot about that, you know, that. Whereas, like, if they use the console menus, like, if there was an option to turn them on, it would give the console person a fighting chance because they know what they're doing. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, but you could say, like, that could be the same with, like, if someone went to go play PC all the time. Like, you can't just change a system just because you're used to it. Like,
yeah, no, I'm saying, like, they could add the option to have it. Now, I'm not saying, like, change it to the console version right now. I'm saying maybe have an option where there's a more refined version for this. Whoa. Like, for a console. Maybe not necessarily the legacy console crafted, but, like, you know, maybe just make a new one and have it refined for each version, so it's easier to navigate the menus if you're on a controller and on a touchscreen and on a mouse and keyboard. Because I feel like at the moment it's just, if you're on touchscreen, it's alright. If you're on PC, it's great. If you're on console, it's, you know.
Lovely sound effects.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, I tried to drink Swift.
Sorry, we went silent for a sec there because we were having a bit of a battle.
I wish them potions were splash, but yeah. I think that's enough moaning and debating about what we prefer. I think, yeah. So, I've actually got some. So EJ doesn't know I've done this, but I've actually, I posted a thing on my Instagram story for questions for people that wanted to ask us for this podcast.
Okay, so, right. Sorry, before we go, can I Can I just say that I've literally got to go off like any minute now?
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll pick my favourite two.
No. You can ask them as long as it's just like not too many. All like right. It's just like this will be the last thing for the podcast now. Basically, what I'm saying.
All right. So
in fact, I'll tell you what. You get it all up and running. I'm going to quickly go just get the shower on, so then I can just get off here and get straight in.
Yeah.
Right. So right, okay, have you got these questions up?
I do. So, I'm not gonna read out names just because people don't want names being read.
So, sorry, are these questions just for me?
Or no, they're for both. But I don't know who the specific names are. So, yeah, I've got some questions here. I'm going to go through as many of them as possible. My game is kind of frozen, but that's okay. Because I'll exit and then I'll restart the game. There we go. So, first question is, what is your favourite game of all time?
Oh, I was waiting for you to reply. I mean, Minecraft, like Xbox One edition, like the one we're playing now. If we're getting into specifics, but like overall game, probably Minecraft. Just because of the replayability of it, and like I can't not say Minecraft. After Minecraft, probably Halo.
Yeah,
like the multiplayer ones. I don't really do the campaign. I just kind of go straight into the multiplayer. What about you?
Send me another invite, by the way. I would probably say, well, I do like Minecraft. I do like Terraria. I do like The Sims as well. The Sims is something.
That's a bit of a contrast.
I haven't played that in a while, actually, The Sims. There's a lot of games I like. I like a lot of ones where you have, like, freedom to do whatever you want. I don't like being told what to do. I like being just given stuff and then having to work with it. So, I think, well, we know that. So, yeah, I'd say probably one of those. Can't decide which one.
But, like, sandbox games.
Yeah, well, Minecraft's a sandbox game, isn't it? Terraria and Sims aren't really sandbox ones.
Well, yeah, but they've got goals, but like you can do what you like. Minecraft's got goals as well, like the Warden and the Warden's not a goal, but Wither and the Ender Dragon and the fish. You've got those are goals, but you can just completely ignore them. Like in Terraria, you can just completely ignore the bosses. And getting the best armor, you can build mini games.
Yeah. I guess so. Anyway, we're ready for question number 2.
Number 2.
Okay, this is a would you rather question. It says, would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren? I'm going to say... I don't know, because I feel like you... Oh, also the inviting word, by the way. I think I'd probably say I would rather go and meet my future grandchildren, because you would already know your past ancestors from photos and stories. You wouldn't know your future ones. So I think that's what I'd say. I think I'd say the future great-great-grandchildren.
I might go into the future as well, just because then I can say, am I dead yet? And then I can figure out how I died, and then if it's something like, oh, you died in a motorbike accident, I'd just be like, oh, okay, I'll just bank that and I won't go on a motorbike.
Yeah, I'd probably say, it keeps saying connections lost.
It doesn't matter, I'm just in a survival world.
Yeah. And then it says, right, what's another one? Let's have a look. I'll pick 2 more. So it says, if you could have dinner with anyone from history, who would it be?
I know it's not like too distant history, but like probably Freddie Mercury. Yeah. Just because I mean, I'm gonna be quite frank. He's my idol. I listen to a lot of music, and I listen to a decent variety of music, and I've never come across a voice just quite like his, with the range and the ability to hit pitches. There's a lot of people who come close, for example, Adam Lambert and people like that, and Steven Tyler. It's like he can go quite high, but there's no one who does it and with the versatility quite like Fred. So I'd like to have dinner with him and then arrange a duet.
Yeah.
EJ Robbo and Freddie Mercury, what the power duo. We can do Thank God It's Christmas.
I don't know who I'd say. I think it's very easy to just go with your favourite person. I'd want to go with someone who I don't know. I'd probably want to go with someone who wasn't no one really speaks about. Who's someone in history who no one talks about but is still quite famous. Florence Nightingale, right? So she's not very famous, but she's still kind of famous, but no one ever speaks about her. So I'd like to go and meet her, just so then just to say I've met her, because then no one else will be able to say that they've met them because they don't remember them.
Be like your party trick.
Yeah, so that's my answer. I would rather meet Florence Nightingale than Freddie Mercury. Right, last question. Right, and let's pick a good one. I'll tell you what, all the other ones which you don't answer, I'll answer at some point. Okay, I'll have the box back.
Yeah, maybe every podcast we can answer a few questions. If you've got any questions, you can put them in the comments as well.
Yeah. So, here we go. So, let's have a look. So, this says, okay, if you could pick any of your buildings or games to build in real life, which one would you pick and why?
I swear someone asked Stampy that question.
I don't know. Well, they put it here as well. Thank you, person. I'm not going to read your name out because I don't know if you want me to. In fact, oh no, I'm going to do one more because there's a good question at the end. I've just noticed. Yeah.
Right. What was the question?
So it says, if you could pick any of your buildings or games from your world to put in real life, which one would you pick and why?
So building, I'd probably do like one of the really stupid. I built one recently. It's not out yet. I don't like doing spoilers for Lovely World, especially for Lovely World. But there's one that I built relatively recently where it's a giant toilet, but it's a fruit shop. So I want that one to be built in real life.
Yeah.
And then in terms of minigame, I mean, it probably can't be bridges. There'd be a lot of funerals. Probably musical chairs. Or no, pool. Because it'd be so fun just to like fly through the air.
I feel like health and safety wouldn't allow it though.
Yeah, but like no one cares about them.
Well, they do until they're seriously injured, and then they're like, "Why did they not take you seriously?"
Huh? Yeah.
Right. What would I say? So this is going to sound really weird. So game, I'm going to probably say. So it doesn't have to be a game. It could be a ride. I'm going to say my Air Condor ride because it's cool. And I think it would be awesome in real life to have a log flume where you go up in the air, then you just drop, and then you land in water and it goes all over you. I think that'd be really cool. For building, right, this is going to sound weird because this is not actually my world, but I would bring my hospital from one of the servers I've been in. So I built a huge hospital, and I love the look of a hospital. It's one of my favourite things. And I've always like, if I was to like build, like, if I wanted anywhere to like have properly in real life, that hospital would be it. So I'm going to say the hospital. Anyway, last little question. It says, would you ever consider doing something like Stampy's Love Garden in your world?
I would if I had like the viewer count for it. Like, yeah. You Foxy, you could probably do a donation garden or something like that.
No, to build a donation garden, yeah.
And then I don't have the fan base for it. I don't know, maybe I would, but I just don't have people. You know, it's not like I would only do it for fan art. I'd do it for like nice comments or like, you know, an idea that I'd build in a video.
Yeah.
I just don't have the comment consistency to have, add someone in every video.
Yeah.
Whereas someone like you, I remember you mentioning, like, is it pretty much every stream you get a donation or something?
No, I don't like donations. The only time I did donations was for that stream that we did not long ago. I'm not a big fan of donations. I don't like it because it feels a little bit like robbing someone of their money.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like I'd probably just like if someone was to like send something to me, or I don't know, I'd do something. I'm not a huge sure what I would do, but yeah. Also, I do know Bloodstorm has his own version. I just feel like it would be too similar to Stampy's Love Garden if he was.
Yeah, there's no real way to make something like that original, like properly. And I thought about it for a while, doing like a I thought of like designing a grand building and calling it the Wall of Fame, but I didn't, I didn't follow through with it just because I didn't think that it would be original enough. And then this is like the stage where I'm starting to get out of copying Stampy. Like, I started Lovely World, and at the start of Lovely World, obviously I copied Stampy a lot. Like not the mini games, but like some of the mini games had similar characteristics, and also just some of them, like the world name, for example, Lovely World. I'm not secretive about that. There's no real way you can be. It's just, yeah, that's like me wanting to do a lovely world.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've started to try and move away from, designing mini games and doing stuff as I think Stampy would. Like, I don't consciously think about it. Like bridges that I kind of accidentally turned out like Temple Pit, but I like I say, I don't consciously think about it. But if I don't actively think, okay, Stampy's done this, what can I do which is similar?
Yeah. So that's the answer. So the answer is not at the moment. I might do something. I have to I'd want it to be different though, rather than just like, what we've currently done at the moment. But we'll see. Maybe. Anyway, that's the 4 question. That's 5 questions I've done today. I'll figure out a time to do all of the other ones as well.
Maybe we can do them in the next podcast. And then, we can do kind of... Maybe we can just do like a Q&A podcast next time.
Yeah, like ramble on about stuff. Maybe I could pick like one that's like on a topic and then we just talk about it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay, so next Sunday will be another podcast. It'll be Q&A live stream. We can do it live. So if you've got any questions, then either put them in my Discord server, put them on Foxy's Instagram, or just leave it as a comment. But yeah, unfortunately on this video, I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one on Sunday. Bye. Are you going to say bye?
Bye.
Fool.
Right, I'm just playing. Have you tried joining my game, Justin?